Taiwan's Defense Ministry is currently conducting large-scale computer-based war games. It's the first part of the annual Han Kuang military exercises, which simulate an all-out attack from China. The second part, consisting of live-fire drills, takes place in July. To learn more about the drills and how Taiwan is improving its defense strategy, I spoke to Dmitri Alperovitch. He's a geopolitical analyst based in Washington, D.C., and the author of World on the Brink. When we look at how far the annual Han Kuang drills have come, what are you most happy to see in terms of the improvements to Taiwan's defense strategy?
Well, the thing that I'm really pleased to see is the focus on coastal defense, the incorporation of the Harpoon anti-ship missile drills, the incorporation of HIMARS that can target ships near shore. That is really, really important. Look, the Air Force is unlikely to play a big part in a realistic war with China. The reality is the runways and the maintenance facilities and the fuel facilities will likely be the first ones to be targeted. But you can absolutely target the ships that are trying to cross the strait, the landing craft that are trying to land on the beaches and port facilities. And that is really, really important to see. Beyond that, air defense, China has the world's largest missile and rocket arsenal. So air defense is going to be very stretched. So looking how it performs in those realistic scenarios is really important.
And a big emphasis this year in Han Kuang is this concept of decentralization. How important is that in terms of a conflict?
Look, most wars are not won by generals. They're won by colonels, majors. They're making decisions every single minute of every single day on the battlefield. This is what happened in Ukraine. You had a lieutenant colonel that was defending the hostile airport just outside of Kiev that took initiative and decided to bomb the runways to prevent the Russian airborne from landing on those runways, from being able to reach Kiev, from being able to decapitate the government. Had that decision not been made by an individual officer who had no orders to do so, we would have potentially had a very different scenario, a very different outcome in Ukraine. So being able to delegate authority to those individual commanders, not have them wait for orders, look at an opportunity, look at a target, and take decisions whether to destroy critical infrastructure that the enemy might use or whether to destroy their own forces. Very, very important. Now, at the same time, you need to have clear rules of engagement to make sure that they don't trigger a conflict by firing first. So you need to strike the right balance there.
And it looks like it's not just active soldiers that are participating in the drills, but also reservists. What role would you want them to play in an actual war?
Well, I think for the most part, you want them to play a supporting role for China to know that if they actually manage to get a lodging established on one of the beachheads, that they're going to face a force beyond just the 100,000 or so that are active duty, but potentially 1 million that are in reserves, maybe even more that could be conscripted as the threat level rises. So really, really important for them to know that this is an operation that would be the largest in the history of the planet.